when people were just passing comments left, right, and center, like just sexual comments left, right, and center, kahi dig gayi, ye kar dunga, yeah, whatever, the typical audience, what are the male audience, just give them a good game and they'll probably start having fun playing it. You don't need to think too much. It's the game. You're supposed to have fun. If I'm awake, I'm on my PC. Like, I was asleep, I got up, got ready, came on my PC, and then I'm gonna be here till I go back to sleep. Hey guys, I'm Ankita. I live stream games on YouTube, and you're watching The Bridge. I'm not an esports athlete. I'm a content creator. I play for fun. I don't play professionally. Like, I'm not representing the country or anything anywhere. But I started gaming in 2018. I guess you can say I started playing FPS games in 2018. I'd never played an FPS game on PC before. And some of my friends introduced me to it. They were like, hey, why don't you come and try? I have a PC. I didn't have a PC at that point. So they were like, I have a gaming PC. Why don't you come and try playing a game and everything? And I went over and I had so much fun. So I just kept going back to his place to keep playing games. For me personally, I started off just like everybody else. I had like 3 or 4 people watching and everything. And those were also people like who knew me. So it didn't start off like completely like great or something. But I was having fun. That was the main part of it. I was having fun back then. And then when my channel blew up, I think a month into streaming, I think that was when I had a really, really nice peak at that point. My channel blew up. Within a year, I had like 100k subscribers, which is like a huge thing, I think. Relatives, I won't say anything because I've never taken a relative's opinion on anything. Neither have my parents. So I'm very fortunate to come from a family where we don't really care about that. So, and in terms of parents, I have really, really supportive parents. So when I told them I wanted to quit my job and do this full time, the only thing they said was, they just asked me once, like, listen, are you sure? Because at the end of the day, they've always told me that it's your life, it's your career, it goes up, it goes down, it's your responsibility, you deal with it, you fix it, so whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and do it, as long as you realize that it's completely on you how you deal with what happens next. I quit my job after my channel got monetized, and my channel got monetized, I wasn't making a lot of money, but then I think at 22 you don't need a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of responsibilities either. I just had to have this thing. I get money at home. I have some money left. That's nice. Okay, life's good. So at that point, I was working. Once I started making money off of my channel, I didn't have brands back then, but through super chat and donations, ad revenue, all of that, when my channel got monetized and I started making some money off of it, that's when I decided to quit my job. So till then, I had made sure that I kept one source of income. I couldn't exactly be broke, right? About 10 months, 11 months, I was just surviving off of YouTube revenue. It wasn't a lot. It was not as much as the salary I was getting, but I was happier. So that's what mattered to me. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I was mentally at peace. I was happy in life and everything, I was like, okay, this is much better. I would rather do this than have that with, okay, this title, this money, this whatever. I was like, okay, I told my boss, you keep this money, you keep this promotion, I'm quitting. I'm gonna go be happy in life. So at that point, I wasn't making a lot. And right now, I am obviously the difference. I know the difference that has happened since then. I've gotten brand sponsors and everything. And of course, right now, that is how I survive. That is my main source of income, the brand sponsors. I used to get a lot of toxicity. The only things that I used to respond to in the same way they used to say things was when people started making sexual comments or anything like that. And I was like, okay, there's a limit to which I can ignore, because the first thing we're supposed to do is ignore it, right? They're just people online with a keyboard and that's probably the highlight of the day or something. That, okay, I said this, wow, I'm so great. I used to give it back before, but now I'm a lot more calmer, and like I care a lot less. So if there are people passing a lot of comments or something, I would probably just mock them or make fun of them. If they're in my chat and they're saying something like that, something sexual or something, I would probably just roast them and get away with it. And then me and the entire chat would just laugh at them and have fun. So like I've changed as well. The audience has changed as well. So you can see, like, in terms of toxicity, I think it takes time to finally figure out how you want to deal with it. And I think I've just decided to laugh at it. I think in 2019 or something, 2019 May, when people were just passing comments left, right, and center, like just sexual comments left, right, and center, kahi dig gayi, ye kar duga, yeah, whatever, the typical audience, whatever, the male audience, super like threatening comments and this, that, whatever. And I was like, and they used to say things that weren't even true. If I like showed up with something like this, or put up like a thumbnail with a nice picture or something, somehow they will be like, oh, she's just here to show her boobs or whatever. And I'm like, I don't see them. Where do you see them? Like, you could count us on your fingers, like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, okay, there's 4 girls, great. So it started off like that. And I think at that point, even the audience was slightly toxic. I guess you could say they weren't used to seeing a female creator or something succeed, or a female creator play well, or whatever the reason may be. But there was a lot of toxicity and negativity back then. But I think in the past 3 years, the audience has also grown a lot. Their mindset has changed a lot. They're really supportive of female creators. It's not just them, it's also like the other male creators being super supportive of female creators. So that is one thing that I've noticed and I really appreciate. Like I said, when I started, there wasn't a lot of competition. There weren't a lot of people doing it. But right now, there's a ton of people doing it. There's so many people that I couldn't even name every single person I know. If I tried, like right now, if you tell me to like make a list of all the people I know who stream, I would probably miss out on a few because there's so many. So of course there is competition, but the only way to grow in an industry is by sticking together. And I think all of us creators stick together and support each other, and that is like the main way to succeed in any field. I obviously want to keep growing the channel. Maybe one day have multiple channels for dedicated things, like one for gaming, one for vlogging, have one channel for maybe specific type of videos and highlights and everything. That would be great. But right now I'm just trying to make this channel as big as I possibly can.